The 9 most mysterious coffins, discovered in China, that terrified archaeologists. Throughout thousands of years of history, China has always been a place that preserves ancient secrets, many of which still terrify archaeologists to this day. One of the most fascinating discoveries is the mysterious coffins, each of which contains strange phenomena and secrets beyond our imagination. Could these be traces of a forgotten civilization? Or perhaps an undisclosed secret about a significant historical event? Could these discoveries completely alter our understanding of the past? The answer remains an enigma, but let's explore the 9 most mysterious coffins discovered in China in today's video to uncover the secrets that await. The heaviest coffin in the world. When it comes to Chinese archaeology, it's hard to compare any ancient tomb in terms of grandeur and opulence. Many ancient tombs have been excavated, revealing countless valuable burial artifacts, such as the tombs found in the Sangsingdui site, Mawangdui, or the tomb of Haihunhou. These tombs have yielded an astonishing number of national treasures. However, when it comes to the tomb with the heaviest coffin, the answer is likely the tomb of Zheng Houyi in Suizhou, Hubei, China. The discovery of Zheng Houyi's tomb caused a nationwide sensation because of its scale, which is many times larger than the Mawangdui tomb from the Han Dynasty in Changsha. On the 220-square-meter excavation site, numerous national treasures were found, such as the Zheng Houyi bell, a 16-piece jade dragon phoenix pendant, and a bronze crane standing on antlers. Naturally, these are national treasures that have garnered significant attention in the archaeological community. But besides these artifacts, the enormous coffin in Zheng Houyi's tomb also astonished experts. The coffin found in the tomb was of enormous size. After measurements, the archaeological team could hardly believe their eyes when they discovered that it weighed 9 tons. This was a shocking figure, making it the heaviest ancient coffin ever discovered. Many questions arose. In that era, with limited scientific knowledge, how could the ancient people have moved such a heavy coffin? It was indeed a difficult task, as the excavation team had to use numerous cranes to remove it. During the excavation, an 8-ton crane was used to lift the coffin, but the coffin didn't budge. Instead, the crane's tail was lifted off the ground. The coffin, weighing 9 tons, had a lid that alone weighed 2 tons. Truly astonishing. There was a small door on one side of the coffin, believed to be the entrance for the soul of Zheng Houyi to enter and exit. Zheng Houyi, the tomb's owner, was known as the king of the Zheng state, also called the Sui state, a vassal state of the Zhou dynasty during the spring and autumn period. According to historical records, Zheng was a small state located next to the mighty state of Chu. Fearing that the king of Chu might destroy them at any time, Zheng Houyi would bring large amounts of gold and treasures, along with many beautiful women, to present to the king of Chu every year. However, after Zheng Houyi died of illness, his descendants had nothing valuable to offer to Chu, leading to the eventual destruction of Zheng by the Chu state. Furthermore, research by archaeologists and historians has revealed that Zheng Houyi was actually a very dishonorable man. The cultural relics excavated from his tomb bear his mark, but many of them have been altered with engravings. For example, on a bronze dish from Zheng Houyi, experts discovered the name of his grandfather, but he had modified it to carve his own name. This was considered an act of filial disrespect in ancient times. Even more heartbreaking for experts was the discovery of 22 other coffins in the tomb. Among them, 21 contained the remains of young women, with the oldest being only 26 and the youngest about 13. The tallest woman was around 160 centimeters, while the shortest was just over 140 centimeters. In one coffin, the remains of a dog, apparently a favorite pet of Zheng Houyi, were also found. Were these 21 young women buried with Zheng Houyi, or did they die for other reasons? Experts believe it is highly likely that they were buried with him. If this is true, it would be a deeply disturbing practice of human sacrifice. This custom persisted until the Qing dynasty, which is truly frightening, isn't it? The 2,500-year-old coffins made from rare wood. In 2008, Chinese archaeologists began excavating a tomb site dating back 2,500 years, located in Lijia Village, Jing'an County, in Jiangxi Province, eastern China. They made a truly remarkable discovery. This tomb contained 47 coffins made from the rare and precious nanmu wood. The tomb was impressive in size, measuring 16 meters in length, about 11.5 meters in width, and 3 meters in depth. It was identified as belonging to the Eastern Zhou dynasty, which lasted from 770 to 221 BCE. This is considered to be the largest group of coffins ever discovered in a single tomb, which led experts and media to call it the most important archaeological project of the year. Archaeologists quickly opened the first 9 coffins, but unfortunately, they had suffered some damage due to decay and the intervention of tomb robbers. However, as the remaining coffins were opened, the team was in for a big surprise. They found a nearly intact human skeleton, along with many valuable artifacts such as bronze, gold, silk, porcelain, and jade. These coffins ranged in size from 2.5 to 2.8 meters long and about 0.5 meters wide, arranged in a specific order, lined up one after another within the tomb. Fan Changsheng, the director of the Jiangxi Provincial Archaeological Institute, stated that all of the coffins have been moved to a preservation facility where the temperature and environmental conditions are tightly controlled to ensure the best preservation of these valuable artifacts. This will also make it easier for archaeologists to study the characteristics of the remains, determine the causes of death of the individuals in the tomb, as well as the burial period and why they were buried together. However, to fully unravel these mysteries, it will take considerable time, as only limited remains are left. So let's wait for more updates. The mysterious red coffins that left. Archaeologists regretful. 17 years ago, an unexpected event occurred in Henan Province, China, when a local resident discovered 2 red coffins while digging a foundation for a house. When news of this discovery spread, the villagers, believing in spiritual omens, thought this was a bad sign and decided to burn the coffins. This decision deeply saddened archaeologists. According to experts, both coffins were made from rare and precious wood, which only the wealthy and powerful could afford at that time. Additionally, the craftsmen had painted the exterior of the coffins with a red lacquer, giving them a blood-like appearance and a very distinctive look. Surprisingly, despite being centuries old, the red paint on the coffins had barely faded and retained its vivid color. Archaeologists estimated that the value of the 2 coffins was about 300 million yuan, a huge sum indicating the significance of these artifacts. However, due to the villagers' ignorance and fear, the coffins were completely burned. This loss was a great regret for experts, as if the coffins had been preserved, they could have gathered important information about the individuals buried inside, such as their identities, gender, age, and even the cause of death. This would have helped to shed light on many historical mysteries. The loss of these valuable relics meant that a part of history was buried with them, which is truly unfortunate, isn't it? 1,200-year-old hanging coffins. An impressive archaeological discovery was made in Hubei Province, China, when archaeologists uncovered a hanging tomb site with 131 coffins believed to be around 1,200 years old. The site is located near the Three Gorges Dam, and the coffins are suspended on the side of a high mountain, about 100 meters above the ground. According to the archaeologists, this is one of the most significant discoveries related to the custom of hanging coffins, an ancient burial tradition practiced by the Bo ethnic group in southern China. In this custom, the deceased are buried on steep cliffs or high mountains. This practice dates back thousands of years and has been recognized as an integral part of the spiritual life of ancient communities in China. These coffins, which date back to the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE, were placed on the cliffs because the Bo people believed that burying the dead at high altitudes would protect them from wild animals and help the souls of the deceased rest peacefully. Although archaeologists have determined the tomb's age, a significant question remains. How could ancient people have carried such heavy coffins up such high cliffs without modern technology? This remains an unsolved mystery. The coffin of the Empress's granddaughter. While modern society continues to develop, with high-rise buildings sprouting like mushrooms in Xi'an, China, mysterious discoveries are still being made as underground construction projects get underway. In 1957, workers at a construction site discovered an ancient tomb buried underground. When the discovery was made, archaeologists quickly arrived on the scene and confirmed that this was a rare royal tomb from the northern Zhou dynasty, 581 to 619 CE during the Sui dynasty. The tomb belonged to Li Jingxuan, the 9-year-old granddaughter of Empress Yang Lihua. Upon her death, Empress Yang Lihua was so shocked and saddened by the loss of her granddaughter that she ordered Li Jingxuan to be buried in a coffin larger than that of the Sui Emperor Yang Jian. The coffin, made of stone, was skillfully crafted by a renowned artisan of the time and had a palace-style design. The dome of the coffin was meticulously carved, and archaeologists have stated that its value is incalculable. Inside the coffin, they also discovered a large number of precious items. Since the tomb's owner was a 9-year-old girl, most of the items were finely crafted jewelry, particularly a necklace made of pearls and precious stones. Additionally, there were many valuable jewels found inside the coffin, leaving archaeologists stunned by their unmeasurable worth. However, what really sent shivers down everyone's spine was the inscription on the lid of the coffin, which read, Kai Jia Zisi, meaning that anyone who opens the coffin would die. This inscription added an extra layer of mystery to the ancient tomb. Many archaeologists believe that this is the reason why the tomb had remained undisturbed for over 1,400 years, as no one dared to steal from it due to the curse written on the coffin lid. Some theorize that the inscription was a protective gesture by the empress to safeguard her beloved granddaughter's tomb after her death, with no other intention behind it. What do you think about the meaning of these 4 characters? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. The 10-year unopened golden coffin. Over 10 years ago, a remarkable archaeological discovery stirred excitement among experts when Chinese archaeologists unearthed a rare golden coffin in Taiyuan, Shanxi province. This discovery happened by chance during the restoration of Longquan Temple, when workers unexpectedly found an ancient tomb while carrying out construction. Upon notifying the authorities, archaeologists quickly arrived at the scene and confirmed that the tomb was indeed an ancient burial site of considerable size. As they dug deeper into the tomb, experts uncovered a unique structure. 5 coffins nested perfectly inside one another. Each coffin was made from a different material, including stone, wood, bronze, silver, and most notably, gold. Among these, the golden coffin attracted the most attention from specialists. Not only was it crafted from precious gold, but it also featured intricate carvings, indicating that it likely belonged to someone of significant status, possibly a member of the royal family or a high-ranking official. Curious about what might lie inside the golden coffin, the archaeologists decided to take it to a laboratory for further study. However, opening the coffin presented a significant challenge. To remove the lid, experts would have to untie a special red silk ribbon tied around the coffin. But once this ribbon was removed, its original integrity would be compromised. Moreover, opening the coffin could lead to oxidation, damaging the priceless artifacts inside. As a result, after more than a decade, the golden coffin has still not been opened. Experts are hopeful that in the future, a method will be found to examine the interior without harming these valuable relics. This rare golden coffin is not only a tremendously important archaeological find, but also raises intriguing questions about the history and culture of China during the Tang dynasty, particularly regarding powerful individuals in ancient society. The floating coffin in the ancient tomb. In October 2005, while constructing dormitories on the campus of Chengdu College in Nanjing, China, workers unexpectedly discovered an ancient tomb about 1.5 meters underground. They quickly notified the authorities, and archaeologists were called in to conduct an excavation. As soon as the excavation began, experts discovered that the tomb, made of brick, dated back to the Yongle period of the Ming Dynasty, 1403 to 1424. The tomb measured 7.03 meters in length and contained a 0.13 meter long tunnel that led to 3 interconnected chambers. Each chamber had a vaulted ceiling 2.28 meters high. However, the most surprising discovery occurred when the experts entered the central chamber of the tomb and were astonished to find a coffin floating in mid-air. The 2.8 meter long coffin was suspended by 4 iron chains connected to the 4 corners of the walls, with each chain measuring up to 70 meters in length. Using their expertise, the archaeologists quickly realized that the hanging coffin might be related to Taoist beliefs, especially the practice of immortality cultivation. Ancient people believed that placing a corpse high up would allow the soul to remain free and achieve immortality. From this, the experts speculated that the tomb's owner was likely a Taoist practitioner. Moreover, inside the tomb, the archaeologists discovered a lamp that had burned continuously for centuries without extinguishing. Some believed that the flame's purpose was to guide the soul of the deceased to the afterlife. As they continued their search, the experts also uncovered an inscription, which identified the tomb's owner as Yang Qing, a eunuch who lived during the reign of Emperor Ming Chengzu. This discovery not only sheds light on the religious practices and customs of the Ming dynasty, but also stirs curiosity about the mysteries of ancient Chinese culture. If you're fascinated by ancient history and eager to explore the past, this discovery will surely captivate your imagination. The coffin leaking blood-like liquid. 4 years ago, during the excavation for the foundation of a house in Guizhou Province, China, a family discovered a large stone slab beneath the ground. When they removed the slab, they unexpectedly uncovered an ancient tomb. However, what startled them was the sight of a red liquid leaking from the coffin inside the tomb. The family quickly notified the authorities. Upon receiving the report, officials and archaeologists arrived at the site. After examination, the archaeologists determined that the tomb dated back to the Ming dynasty. What was even more intriguing was that the coffin was decorated with 5-clawed dragon patterns, a symbol that was reserved exclusively for the emperor in imperial China. This discovery raised questions among experts. Could the tomb's owner have been a king? In addition to the 5-clawed dragon patterns, the coffin was also carved with images of the dragon, phoenix, tortoise, and the phoenix birds. When the coffin was opened, the experts were surprised to find 2 sets of remains and several valuable burial items, including pearls and gemstones. Unfortunately, the red liquid that leaked from the coffin had caused some damage to the remains. However, a stone inscription found within the tomb helped confirm the identity of the tomb's owner as Mao Zhaofeng, an official during the Ming dynasty. Mao Zhaofeng held the position of Anfu Ti in Shaodong, Ba Prefecture, Sichuan Province, China. During the feudal period, an Anfu Ti was a local official responsible for managing the areas inhabited by ethnic minorities, regions rarely inspected by high-ranking officials due to their remote locations. As a result, the Anfu Ti was considered the highest authority in the area, and the local population viewed them as kings. With great power in the rural and isolated regions, Mao Zhaofeng had the audacity to have a 5-clawed dragon pattern carved onto his coffin, knowing that the imperial court would not inspect his tomb. The burial goods, such as pearls and gemstones, may have been gifts bestowed by the imperial court. As for the red liquid leaking from the coffin, experts explained that it was water that had soaked into the coffin over time, causing the red paint to fade, and not blood as many had initially thought. The coffin, releasing a unique fragrance. At a construction site in Nangshan County, Anhui Province, China, a worker driving an excavator accidentally uncovered an unusually large ancient tomb buried 4 meters underground. The site manager immediately halted the construction and reported the discovery to local authorities. Soon after, an archaeological team arrived, sealed off the area, and began excavating the mysterious tomb. Beneath the soil, the experts found 2 coffins, coffin number 1 and coffin number 2. Coffin number 1 was quite simple, containing few burial items, and the body inside had long since decomposed. However, coffin number 2 was far more noteworthy. The coffin was covered in a thick layer of yellow clay, about 30 centimeters deep, and it was difficult to open. This coffin had 2 outer layers of wooden cases, with the outermost layer coated in bronze-colored paint and made of cypress wood, which was resistant to termites. The 2 layers were separated by 40 centimeters of lime. Inside was a crimson coffin made from tringed nam wood, a species native to China, measuring 241 centimeters long, 70 centimeters wide, and 75 centimeters high. What was astonishing was that when the coffin was opened, a unique fragrance wafted from inside, spreading around the area. Even more surprising, when they looked inside, the archaeologists found the well-preserved body of a woman dressed in Qing dynasty attire. The corpse was remarkably well preserved, as if it had just been buried recently. The The woman's hair was styled in a bun at the back of her head, her muscles were still intact, and even her joints were flexible, allowing movement. A perfectly preserved body like this is rare in Chinese archaeological history. According to data from Kalishi, the mummy was 164 centimeters tall, weighed 44 kilograms, had a slender build, and a round face. Her feet were bound in the 3-inch lotus step style, and her nails were painted red. The experts determined that she was likely about 30 years old when she was buried, and must have been a beauty of the Qing dynasty. However, upon closer examination, they found a deep T-shaped wound on her neck, seemingly caused by a sword. This was the only wound on her body, indicating that she did not resist when the fatal blow was struck. The experts speculated that she might have committed a serious crime, leading to her execution. This sword wound was confirmed as the cause of death and served as a historical clue to uncover the true identity of the tomb's occupant. The tomb's burial goods were lavish, including gold and silver jewelry, a string of gemstone beads, and coins from the reign of Emperor Kangxi. However, no inscription was found, making it difficult for the experts to determine the exact identity of the mummy. As a result, the identity of the woman remains a mystery to this day, making the tomb one of China's greatest unsolved archaeological enigmas. You see, with every mysterious coffin, our curiosity grows about the secrets buried for thousands of years. These discoveries not only change the way we understand the past, but they also raise challenging questions about the ancient civilization of China. What do you think about these findings? What other secrets might we uncover in the future? Share your thoughts with us, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to continue exploring the mysteries yet to be revealed. For now, goodbye and see you next time.